Donald Trump and Logan Paul share a great deal of commonalities when dealing with scandal popping up among their audience, and this is why I will argue they will never, and I mean never, be brought down by a scandal. To prove my point, I'm going to explain to you exactly how they do it, and then I'm going to show you exactly how they do it, and hopefully we'll come to a mutual understanding. Now, the first thing they do, obviously, is get in trouble. Whether you care about the scandal or not, I really don't care, but enough people seem to that the scandal grows, and that causes a problem for them, enough that they feel a need to respond publicly. Sorry, there was a buzzing in my room, so I had to move out here. But the next step they take is to offer an apology with 3 key narrative points. Now, the first thing they do is label the incident as a mistake, something isolate and separate from what they are as a normal person. This allows them to distance themselves from the incident as it occurred, as well as offer a little bit of absolution for themselves in their audience's eyes. They will then begin using phrases such as, "I'm only human" or "I'm not perfect." This, as the phrases suggest, humanizes them to their audience, and audiences are much more receptive to someone who is humble rather than someone who is prideful. This also allows them to begin the seeds of manipulation, as I'll go into later. After that, they want to make sure they go ahead and acknowledge that they do have an audience that supports them. While in their apology, it might seem like they're condemning the support, saying you shouldn't do this. Logan Paul actually uses it very specifically. What this really does is demonstrate to everyone that not only do they have supporters, but that people are actually fighting for them, saying what they did was okay. It creates just a little bit more of absolution for them in the public persona, as I'll show later on. The next step they always take is to send out a message to their supporters, something separate from what the public sees. And this is where the video ID came from. You see, I actually was very curious and got on Donald Trump's email list for his supporter base, and this is where this whole thing came in, as I will show later on. But in this message, they will shift the blame. Instead of saying something like, "I messed up" or "I made a mistake," they'll begin using corporal pronouns, something inclusive like "us" or "we." This shifts the focus from a mistake an individual made to a perception of an entire mass group. This statement doesn't entirely contradict their apology, but it does do a very good job of undermining its importance. The last step is actually the easiest. All they have to do at this point is stay silent and wait. Eventually their audience, manipulated by them, will speak up for them, and they won't have to do any more work. So if you watch this, hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about. We can come back at the end and talk about it.
I just gotta be careful to not disrespect the culture. Japan is all about the respect. Tokyo is a real life cartoon.
It's gonna eat the GoPro.
What did he do?
No.
I did try and fuck her. She was married. I took her out for I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy. I can do anything.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
I've said and done things I regret, and the words released today on this more than a decade-old video are one of them. Anyone who knows me knows these words don't reflect who I am.
So what we came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned, and the reactions you saw on tape were raw, they were unfiltered.
I've never said I'm a perfect person, nor pretended to be someone that I'm not.
For my fans who are defending my actions, please don't. They do not deserve to be defended.
I've traveled the country talking about change for America, but my travels have also changed me. I've spent time with grieving mothers who've lost their children, laid off workers whose jobs have gone to other countries, and people from all walks of life who just want a better future.
Yo, folks, what's happening? GP coming at you. Hey, a couple things I want to let everybody know that Logan is coming back. That is definite. Also, the amount of love that has been coming has been unbelievable. The amount of people showing support is unbelievable. And I am now calling you guys super fans. Because, you know what's crazy, is the haters think they're having an effect on us. And if the haters knew how much love was out there and how much support was out there, they'd shut their freaking mouths.
Since I'm a Japanese maverick, I deserve to have a platform. And the guy who died should be lucky to be in Logan Paul's vlogs. I'd do anything, even that, to be in Logan Paul's vlogs, because you get recognized by a lot of people.
I don't care. Nobody cares. The way Mr. Trump handles his personal life and what he does is his business. It's not going to affect me.
What's the message? The media is lying.
we like Trump.
So the logical question to come up after all of this is what can be done? And the answer is not a ton. We're dealing with people with long-standing manipulations by people they view as perfect or near perfect, someone they revere and admire. There's only two ways to break that manipulation. The first is to manipulate them back. Now, it is immoral, but it would work. If you can prove yourself to be somewhat superior than the original, using the steps that the original used, you can probably break someone of the initial manipulation. However, this is terrible. This is obviously trying to manipulate people to agree with you. That's not progressing as a human. That's you stooping down to a level that is beneath you, and I cannot recommend that. Now, the second way I think can work too, and that's why I'm making this video. You see, people like to be manipulated, but they really don't like to know they're being manipulated, and that's what I'm doing right now. If you, or I, or anyone can convince these people they're being manipulated in a calm, rational format, showing examples, giving details, explaining things, I think we can all work to a better society. I think that if people are consciously aware of what's going on, they might not agree with you in the beginning, but ultimately we're actually going to see change, and that's what I'm really banking on. If there is any good this video does, I genuinely hope someone being manipulated by anyone, Logan Paul, Donald Trump, I don't care if it's someone else entirely, if you can see and the seeds of doubt are sown, then I genuinely think I will have done my job with this video. That is the only good I want to come from this. My theory has always been that with research, speaking with eloquence, and remaining calm, that you can succeed with just about anything, and I really hope this will do some good. That said, this does not give you the right to be an asshole. I don't care if it's Facebook, family arguments, talking to someone on the street, it doesn't matter. If you attack them for their beliefs, if you make them feel stupid, if you make them feel hurt, if you make them feel betrayed, you are not going to succeed. I think this is one of the worst things we saw in the past election. I think it's one of the worst things we've seen moving forward in any scandal whatsoever, is that we attack people who defend them because it feels very good to. To say I am morally and intellectually superior to you, that you do not know what you're talking about, I have the high ground, it feels very good to say. It feels good to belittle people, but that's not what we're trying to accomplish. You are a monster in that case. You are not someone worth defending. If you are correct, and you admonish someone who truly believes the wrong thing, and you disparage them, you are the problem, and that's something I really want to dissuade here. Instead, I want someone to take what they've learned from this video, if anything comes from this, and explain it to people. Maybe not show this video if you didn't enjoy it, but if you can take the themes and explain and try and educate people in a calm manner, I truly believe you will succeed and we will be all better for it. I know this isn't my typical video style, and it probably won't be moving forward. I just enjoy playing video games. But if I could do any bit of good with this channel, I was going to. And this is one thing that I think I truly can help people with. So if you did like this video, please let me know. But I want to end on a positive note. So, like we always say around here, I hope to see you around sometime.
Let's be honest. We're living in the real world. This is nothing more than a distraction from the important issues we're facing today. We are losing our jobs. We're less safe than we were 8 years ago. And Washington is totally broken. Hillary Clinton and her kind have run our country into the ground. I've said some foolish things, but there's a big difference between the words and actions of other people. Bill Clinton has actually abused women, and Hillary has bullied, attacked, shamed, and intimidated his victims. We will discuss this more in the coming days. See you at the debate on Sunday.